I'd ask that any of us that wish to revise and extend our remarks be given 5 days to do so.
Without objection.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We're going to talk tonight about this debt ceiling, this mysterious debt ceiling that we hear so much about. And I'm joined by two of my colleagues that have strong ideas about this as well. But I want to just relate something to America so you can hear this. We had a meeting several weeks back talking about the debt ceiling. And I don't think anybody had ever asked this question. And I started asking it at every meeting. I said, how much does the Biden administration want to raise the debt? We're sitting at $31.4 trillion now. We spend $4.9 trillion a year, $6.1 trillion a year, but we raise $4.9 trillion. Every month we fall short by about $100 billion. And so I said, how much do they want? Well, when I first started asking the question, I said, everybody said, no, I don't know. We don't know. But now it's $4 trillion. That's what I'm hearing. It's $4 trillion. Tonight we heard 3.5. But in any event, it's 3.5 to $4 trillion. So I asked the next question. I said, look, I really want to know what happens if we don't lift the debt ceiling. I don't know, these guys might have been there. The fellow was nonplussed. This former deputy at the OMB, Office of Management and Budget, economist. He stood there for probably 2 minutes. Nobody had ever asked him that question before. And he says, nothing will happen. And I said, how can that be? I'm hearing that it's collapse city. Tell me, how can that be? He said, all the bills go to OMB, and they get forwarded on to the Fed, and they all get paid as they come due, and they just keep paying them. I'm here to tell you that the debt ceiling is mysterious. It's a black box. It's the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain. And it's time for us to face the facts that if they're going to try to leverage us.
Good evening, friends. I have an important update to share with you this evening. Millions of Americans in 14 states are receiving their fourth stimulus payment along with tax rebate checks. These payments are on average worth hundreds of dollars. But the Internal Revenue Service has just released new information for all Americans that have received a bonus stimulus check. It could lead to many having to pay back this money. My dearest friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video. Also, this coming Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you'd like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, my friends, the more likely your chances of winning the giveaways. There are a total of 14 states that will include stimulus payments with residents' tax returns this year. All qualifying citizens will either receive checks based on distribution delays in 2022 or the launching of new programs. Congress allocated about $2.3 trillion in payments to U.S. households during the beginning of the crisis. Due to the passing of the CARES Act, each individual received 3 rounds of payments totaling $1,200 each, plus $500 per child. The program concluded in 2021. The Internal Revenue Service said that refunds will likely be smaller in 2023 based on several factors, including taxpayers not receiving an additional stimulus payment with their tax refund due to no federal stimulus in 2022. It has been estimated that the IRS is handing back over $20 billion less this year than last year. The total amount refunded to taxpayers by the IRS to date is approximately $198.9 billion. That equates to an average refund of $2,878 or about $300 less per person than last tax season. The new data includes filings up to April 7, 2023. That is less than 11 days out from tax day. But these figures may fluctuate as more Americans file before the April 18th deadline. CNBC News has reported that it is the lowest level in 10 years. Analysts are saying that the $20 billion drop could add further downward pressure on the economy. For millions of working families, tax refunds are the biggest one-time windfall of the year. Surveys show that most families use that money to pay down debt, make home improvements, and pay everyday expenses. A Bankrate survey conducted last month found that 75% of respondents said that this year's tax refund would be very or somewhat important to their financial health, an 8% increase over the number who said the same last year. About 1 week ago, the IRS said that taxpayers in 21 states who filed their federal income taxes early in this year's filing season are reported certain state 2022 tax refunds as taxable income and should consider filing an amended return. For example, Colorado Governor Jared Polis signed a law giving residents of Colorado a tax rebate of $750 for individual filers and $1,500 for joint filers. The payments were described as immediate relief to residents. It has been confirmed that residents in Colorado do not need to report state payments on their 2022 tax returns. However, over in the state of South Carolina, residents may have to pay taxes on any stimulus checks they received last year. According to officials, residents in 4 states, such as Georgia, Massachusetts, South Carolina, and Virginia, will need to pay federal taxes on their state rebates if they itemized deductions in 2022 and received a tax benefit from those deductions. Because the rebates in those 4 states were for state taxes paid, if a taxpayer took the standard deduction in 2022 or did not receive a tax benefit from state taxes, those state tax rebates or relief payments will not be taxable. Last year, tax filers experienced massive backlogs, with roughly 9 million filings still unprocessed in late 2022. But the Internal Revenue Service said that those who file electronically with direct deposit and have no issues with their returns should expect their refunds within 21 days this year. The Internal Revenue Service provided live assistance to 87% of taxpayers' phone calls during the 2023 tax filing season. That number is up 15% due to customer service hires made possible by the $80 billion in new IRS funding, including a new 5,000 taxpayer services personnel. The Internal Revenue Service plans to hire about 20,000 new staff over 2 years as it deploys new funding from the climate-focused Inflation Reduction Act. Republicans in the U.S. House of Representatives have targeted the $80 billion in new IRS funding as part of their spending cut demands in exchange for raising the $31.4 trillion U.S. debt ceiling. The funding is aimed at beefing up enforcement and audits for wealthy taxpayers and improving taxpayer services. It comes on top of the agency's annual operating budget. Well, my beautiful and most amazing friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Monday. Thank you, dear friends, for being part of this community and for being here every single day. To say thank you for being part of this community, I will be announcing more winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you'd like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the weekly giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.